BMO Raptors basketball on TSN is brought to you by BMO, proud partner and official bank of the Toronto Raptors.
When I was 19, I walked in the house and I told my mama she could stop. Then I linked up with some from my hood who was going for a good night. If you see us in the club with some rock by the tub, we ain't have fun. We in the DJ booth like an independent group. Like, look, this is record. And we hustle before we can play. And we hustle before we can play. And we hustle before we can play. We hustle before we can play.
Basketball fans, would you please welcome the starters for your Toronto Raptors!
We start in the center, number 17 from Lithuania, JV, Jonas Valanciunas. Starting at power forward, number 4 on the floor from Argentina, this is Luis Scola. From Wake Forest, number 3, this is James Johnson. From North Philly, wearing number 7, your starting point guard, Kyle Lowry. And from USC, from Carleton to Canada, wearing number 10, this is DeMar.
Welcome back here on this Sunday night. The Toronto Raptors getting set to face the Grizzlies for the first time this season. Starting lineups are brought to you by Miller Genuine Draft. Jack, the official beer of the NBA. It's Miller time. And for the Memphis Grizzlies, an overall record of 32-22, although they're one game under 500 on the road. Mike Conley, P.J. Hairston acquired recently in a trade with Charlotte. Matt Barnes, JaMychal Green, and Zach Randolph. And for the Toronto Raptors with a record of 35-18, Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, James Johnson, Luis Scola, and Jonas Valanciunas. The Toronto Raptors led for the 5th season by Dwayne Casey. This is a team that has not been home since a Saturday night victory, Jack, against the Detroit Pistons. That was back at the end of January. The very next day they traveled to Denver, and that is a scene where they lost for the first time after winning a franchise record 11 straight. Dave Joerger is currently in his 3rd season at the helm of the Memphis Grizzlies. Doesn't have one of his best players, the man in the middle, Marc Gasol. And so more than likely you're going to see him utilize a lot of different looks, going small and trying to push the pace. This is a team that actually point differential, they're negative, but despite that, Jack, here they are, having won 2 in a row. They defeated Minnesota on Friday, and they're currently 5th in the Western Conference.
And hanging on here. Obviously, the changes in the lineup, only time will tell whether they can weather the storm without Marc Gasol and obviously Courtney Lee, Jeff Green out the door here in the last few days. So, moment of transition for Dave Joerger and his club. And in a tough Western Conference, right now that 5th seed clinging to it.
All set for action on a Sunday night. And Memphis opens up with possession of the basketball. Tony Brothers, Courtney Kirkland, and Derek Richardson. Our 3 officials. You saw DeMar DeRozan embrace Vince Carter. Great to catch up with Vince, Jack, prior to the start of this game. And Zach Randolph with the 16-foot jumper. That is good. Hard to believe that he is 39 years of age now. He just turned 39 January 26th.
His 18th year. I was here. My first year was 18 years ago as well, so it was a great seat to have watching him as a rookie.
Made his NBA debut on February 5th, 1999, was the Rookie of the Year. Mike Conley.
That was
his
the lockout
pass.
year.
Yep. Knocked away by Scola. Former Grizzly. Lowry, JV, looking to get Luis Scola going. We've seen this often as Scola backs in, shot doesn't go.
Interesting, Scola is third on the Raptors in shots taken. So a guy that averages around 20, 21 minutes a night, yet he's third in shots.
And a lot of them come early as they try to see if they can get him going. Matt Barnes with an air ball, and here's James Johnson, second game back. James Johnson was injured early February in Denver, the first game of that 6-game road trip. Raptors finished 3-3, Jack, on that road trip. They were gone for 21 days, and a foul. That is the longest stretch between home games in franchise history.
Smart play by James Johnson. He had Conley caught on him in a mismatch, and he just goes to his superior strength and backs him in. So heady play that time by James Johnson. This has been an issue here of late, the free throw shooting.
Johnson at the line, and the first free throw bangs hard off the back of the iron. On the season, James, a 58% free throw shooter.
And this is a guy you'd like to feature a little bit more in terms of throwing it to him into the post, because he's so strong and quick. But when he draws fouls, he's got to be consistent, making those shots right there, 1 or 2.
Raptors, they've dropped 2 in a row. They're 4 games back of the Cleveland Cavaliers at the start of the day. They have not lost 3 consecutive since back in November, early in the season, when the Raptors went out west. And another jump shot by Zach Randolph. He is so good from that territory. And the Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Thunder today, so the Raptors now 4.5 back. Scola right to the rim.
Nice move that time. Quick to the rack.
Here's Conley with it. Randolph, 2-man game. Conley sends it to Barnes. Back over to Randolph, and Zebo. That's his game right there.
Well, you mentioned Conley and Zach. Obviously, they're the featured guys. So Valanciunas and Lowry are going to be busy tonight as defenders in the 2-man game.
DeRozan. Here's James Johnson. Lowry and DeMar, they've yet to attempt a shot. There's the first shot attempt, a 3 that doesn't go, and Barnes hauls in that rebound. Conley the 3, and it doesn't go, and JV able to grab the board. DeRozan slows down. Memphis Grizzlies, Jack, they were active around the trade deadline as Jonas' shot rolls off the back of the rim. Nice move. They got rid of Jeff Green. He's reunited in Los Angeles with Doc Rivers. Of course, they were together in Boston. Yep. So he's in Clipperland. And Lance Stevenson, now a member of the Memphis Grizzlies. P.J. Harrison, we saw him earlier in the year when he was
as well.
Yeah, Birdman came over, and Mario Chalmers as well. That was earlier in the season. But remember, we saw P.J. Harrison early in the year against the Toronto Raptors when he was with Charlotte, and he performed at a high rate against the Toronto Raptors as they trail by 3 and a foul with 8:23 to go here in the first quarter.
I mentioned about Skoll, the shot rate. He's 4 minutes, 4 shots. So again, they try to get him going early, see if things are going right that night for him, and if they are, they ride it. If not, they go quick to Patterson.
Harrison picks up the foul.
Tony Brothers having a little chat with Mr. Hairston right in front of us.
Here's DeRozan, double clutch and a slam dunk as he attacks the rim. And maybe that's something. There's really no shot blocking inside there, Jack.
Playing the city game. Take it to the rack.
Raptors just 2 of 8 to start. And knocked away 7:58 left on the clock.
There it is right here. Double D, taking it with force. Hello! Nice take right there.
Conley from the elbow. And Mike Conley with the bucket.
He's a free agent at the end of the year. He'll get a lot of interest. Point guards that can run your team, shoot it. Good player.
James Johnson. And the shot doesn't go. Second chance opportunity. Here's Scola. And Luis Scola. 1 of 5 to begin the game. Matt Barnes on the drive, cut off, and an offensive foul.
Great job. Scola's struggling with his shot. So you got to find ways to contribute and be of value to the team in other ways. And it's a terrific job in transition. And Johnson leads him right into where the help is. Nice job by Scola as a help defender.
Conley goes up against Lowry, former teammates in Memphis, and there was a decision to be made by the Grizzlies, and they decided, and a blocking foul is going to be charged to Luis Scola. They decided to go with Mike Conley, not Lowry. Lowry ends up in Houston, of course, years later comes here to Toronto, and Lowry has turned into the All-Star.
Yeah, but it's worked out well for both guys. You know, they both established themselves as terrific professional point guards.
Conley now over to Barnes. He'll swing it to Hairston. B.J. Hairston cut off, but still able to bang that one in off of the glass. And the Raptors down by 5.
Averaging 6 points on the season.
DeRozan. Here's a jumper, and it comes up short. Grabs his own rebound. And another second chance opportunity for the Raptors, who are shooting just 18% here. Scola now to the cutting Johnson. Lowry weaving his way through the lane, and it's a bucket that is good. And
Luis Scola is bleeding. Left eye.
Yeah, you see it right there, right above the left eyebrow, it appears.
Yeah.
By our look there. And Scott McCullough, the head athletic trainer, will attend to him. Let's take a look back here.
Oh,
elbow.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the P.J. Hairston elbow. And Luis Scola is as tough as they come, Jack.
Oh boy. You're right about that. He's going to go back to the locker room.
Yeah. So Scola will go back with the doctors into the locker room. And keys to the game brought to you by John Joseph Armstrong on this Sunday.
Tighten the D. We talked about that against Minnesota and the Bulls. The habits, the disposition went away. Zach and Conley, you got to stop those two. The two-man game will be featured this evening in shot selection. I thought the Raptors against Minnesota and Chicago sometimes wasted some possessions with improper use of the shot at different times. Got to tighten that up. Utilize the players to their strengths and hit the shots that are high percentage oriented. It'll work itself out and helps your defense as well.
Patrick Patterson checking in. Here's Conley with the offhand. His right hand push shot doesn't go. Lowry pushing the pace. Lowry driving. Good. And Kyle Lowry right to the rim.
Great job in transition, putting pressure on the D. How about Valanciunas tonight, Matty D? 5 boards already. Active.
And there's been a lot of opportunity. The Raptors have missed 9 shots. And he's been able to get on the glass. And you see it there once again, 6 rebounds getting on the glass. There's really nobody there for the Grizzlies. And that's going to be able to challenge him. Patterson launches a 3 and it's short. And the Raptors 0-6 from three-point range.
The Grizzlies are 0 for 4, so you don't want to peak too early, you know? It's early yet.
And Raptors team 3rd in the NBA in three-point shooting percentage. And a whistle and a foul. The Raptors in Chicago, they were just 5 of 18, Jack, from 3. The first quarter is brought to you by Miller Genuine Draft, the official beer of the NBA. Jack, it's Miller time. Kyle Lowry taking it right to the defense of the Grizzlies.
The 8th from the bottom, Memphis in shot blocking, and Lowry going right at the big fella, Zach Randolph. Getting the better of him. Lowry, 4 points, 2 assists already. Good offensive night the other night against the Bulls. And now Vince Carter, the former Raptor, checking in.
And acknowledging the crowd, and a round of applause. DeRozan and Lowry both with words too.
Wow, actually more cheers than wounds this time around.
Well, time heals all wounds. And you go back to the 1998 draft, Jack. Michael Olowokandi chosen 1.
That was a real good choice.
Mike Bibby 2. Rafe LaFrance by Denver chosen 3rd.
Yep.
Antoine Jamison, and then Vince Carter chosen 5th in the trade. You know, Robert Tractor Trailer was the 6th selection as DeRozan fires away. But certainly
great trade by Glenn Grunwald there, swapping. Jamison obviously was a good pro, had a good career, but obviously Vince Carter was an elite guy when he had it going.
Absolutely. Randolph. And Patterson with the rebound. Brandon Wright on the court for the Grizzlies along with Vince Carter. Carter wants to keep playing too.
Another year in his contract.
Another year in his contract. I don't think.
And they love him. He's a good veteran guy, good presence in the room.
Absolutely.
Dave Yeager, big fan of his.
I'm coming.
Here's Carter, the 3, and it's good. Vince Carter fills it up.
First guy in the gym today. I was chatting with him and former Raptor assistant John Townsend, shooting coach, and they were out here way early, before 3 o'clock, working on the shooting.
As he said, at his age, you got to
to the
put
gym
all
early.
that in. Yes.
Remember Ray Allen? That was his routine.
Yep. And the jumper is good by James Johnson.
Former Grizzly. Cup of coffee there.
1,251 games now in the career of Vince Carter. He started 951 times in his career, and a 10-time All-Star. Tapped in, and they're going to call it offensive basket interference.
You know, you were talking about Vince Carter. You talking about the fact that 17 years ago today, the Air Canada Center opened, and Vince Carter was the leading scorer in that game. They played the Vancouver Grizzlies that game here, and now here they are 17 years later. It's the Memphis Grizzlies. What an unfortunate thing that they left Vancouver.
Yeah, both of us believe it to be thriving there
Absolutely.
today. Led all scorers, as I mentioned, with 27. The Raptors won 102-87 in their new building. What a way to christen it. The W. Clock down to 5. Weaving his way in traffic. DeRozan tapped out and controlled by Memphis. Here's Lance Stevenson. Stevenson sends it now to Randolph. And a deep 3, Vince. And Valanciunas already with 7 rebounds.
Pace of play, though, definitely helps Memphis. Low scoring.
Yeah, they are a low-scoring team. Great job by Lowry.
Going and defended to him. That's his 3rd assist. Beautiful look. Again, point guard setting the tone for the team. Hook it up, teammates. Brother, can you spare a dime? And Mr. Lowry dropping one right there in the midst of Jonas Valanciunas. Tie ball game here on a Sunday evening in Tio.
Tonight's key matchup brought to you by the Keg Steakhouse and Bar, our great friends from the Keg. See you tonight.
Yeah, how about this one tonight? A good one. The Battle of the Bigs. Zach Randolph and JV for Toronto.
17 years ago today, Jack, and you were here in the building.
Yeah, Mentioned it before, the Oakman, Vince and Lamar Carter. There it is right there. Beautiful job there, and against the Vancouver Grizzlies.
T-Mass, Tony Massenberg.
Yeah.
Sharif Abdur-Rahim.
There it is.
The date in which the ACC opened.
It's funny, in that clip, I just laughed because on the bench for the Raptors in that game, Sean Marks, Kiwi, University of California from New Zealand, now the new general manager of the Brooklyn Nets. So, former Raptor player, now general manager of the NBA.
And certainly there were rumors, conversation about Brian Colangelo, former president GM here, that he was potentially involved there. I think it's only a matter of time that he gets another opportunity.
You look at his track record, Phoenix, Toronto. Obviously, he's won NBA Executive of the Year twice, so no doubt in my mind that he'll get another opportunity.
And that is not an easy one to take over, by the way, Brooklyn, with the lack of
Sean's got
picks.
a lot of work.
Yep. Join us for Family Sundays with the Raptors. This ticket pack includes a meet and greet with the Raptor, a souvenir for kids, food vouchers, and is available for all Sunday home games. Visit Raptors.com/Sunday for more information. The Raptors with the lead by 2, and first order of business for Sean Marks is coming to an agreement with Andrea Bargnani on a buyout, waiving him.
Not surprised.
No, and you just wonder, so skilled.
Oh my goodness, really talented kid.
And especially you think about the way the game is played today.
He brings such value as a stretch forward. It's unfortunate it just hasn't worked out for him.
Nope.
Of late in New York and with both the Knicks and the Nets.
And Lance Stevenson spinning around, and even here it's that untapped potential.
And he had talent. He could have been really good. It'll be interesting to see what happens next.
Yeah.
Does another team pick him up, or does he go play in Europe, or not even play? Who knows?
Certainly set financially as Mario Chalmers loses it out of bounds. And you know, one of the reasons why Miami a little bit active during the trade deadline was, you know, trying to clear some of that money off of their books. And Mario Chalmers came earlier in the season, and solid pickup for the Memphis Grizzlies.
So Miami's had some good wins
the
last few days. I mean, without Wade and Bosch, you know, Whiteside had a tremendous game last night, a big-time double-doubles. Josh McRoberts, 10 assists the other night. I've always been a big fan of his game. He's a tremendous passing big. Not going to put huge numbers up for you, but good blend guy. When you have good players around him, he really complements talented players.
Miami, they're 9 games back at Cleveland. They've won 2 in a row, to your point. They're 31 and 24
well coached
entering
too.
the
Eric
day.
Spoelstra, outstanding coach.
Grizzlies by 2. Here's Corey Joseph with Bismack Biyombo, DeRozan, T. Ross, and Patterson. And Biyombo able to grab the rebound, and then he loses it. Stevenson. And a foul is going to be charged to DeMar DeRozan. And tough sequence there with Bismack Biyombo. It almost looked like he was fouled as he lost it.
Bench scoring 6-0 in favor of the Grizzlies right now. And
an issue the other night in Chicago when Dougie McBuckets, Doug McDermott, as Stevenson heads to the line, dropped a career best 30 on the Raptors.
Well, he put a clinic on in terms of how to move without the ball. He did a great job. And Pau Gasol, everyone talks about the rebounds and the points. He was great the other night, 10 assists.
Open Gym continues every week. Get a behind-the-scenes look at the Toronto Raptors as their season unfolds. Catch it Tuesday, March 1st at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 a.m. Pacific on TSN4, presented by Bell.
You mentioned March 1st. How about that? It's 9 days away. We're flying through winter here, Matty. It's a beautiful day. Driving along the lakeshore, people running in T-shirt and shorts.
T. Ross on the inside. And with the bucket in the foul. Well, could you imagine if this weekend was last weekend? I mean, that's what.
And the weekend prior, too. It was beautiful. I don't know.
Because I'm tired of hearing about the weather, to be quite honest with you, Jack.
All these whiny
I mean, could you just look at a map, okay, people? And I'm talking about all of our great friends from the other 29 teams in the NBA. We're below Minnesota, folks. Okay? It doesn't happen like that all the time. It just happened for a 72-hour period of time, unfortunately. Today is absolute. Oh, yesterday was spectacular. Of course, nobody would believe us. Matt Barnes, jump stop over Bismack Biyombo. And the Raptors able to get the stop.
I used to say, I don't have to lie anymore. I don't recruit for a living anymore. Like, I'm not a college basketball coach, so I don't have to tell tall tales.
Here's DeRozan. You never did that.
Never.
Corey Joseph just did that. Corey Joe straight out of Pickering with the 3 at the buzzer. Raptors by 2.
Nice pass that time. DeMar DeRozan set him up beautifully. Keeping the dribble alive, dropping a dime on Corey Joseph, and Vincent Lamar Carter back at TO. Kyle Lowry working it. The big fella going strong. Roddy, Leo, Mopi coming up.
2 after 1 quarter, brought to you by Chevrolet. Chevy, find new roads. Rod, Leo, and Mo back with you here at the Air Canada Center. Remember when it was Air Canada's center you used to play with, Vince Carter? I want to take you back to November 29th, 2001. I think you were about 10. No. You were playing with Vince. First time ever against the Memphis Grizzlies. Do you remember that night?
I do remember that, man. Vince had a big night. He got me going a little bit. You know, you always remember your first couple games when you're playing. But, man, you know what? It was a joy to play with Vince. You know, such a great player, such a great guy. And, you know, he created a lot of opportunities for different guys. And just to play and be in that atmosphere, be in the arena, come down to Toronto, man, it was a great feeling for me.
I think Vince had 23 in that game. You had 18. And, hey, how about this game? You know what I'm worried about? JV, 1 for 2. Raptors shooting 40%. Why do you only get 2 shots in that first quarter?
Go back to him.
Okay.
Get him involved.
We'll see if there's answers. Matt, Jack, you got answers for Leo? He's always asking questions.
He is. Jonas Valanciunas, though, Leo's happy about this. He's got 7 rebounds. Here's Patterson driving, and a foul. And he's going to be fouled by Mario Chalmers. And the Raptors limiting Memphis to just 20 points in that first 12 minutes. I think that's what certainly Dwayne Casey.
Much better, yeah. And, you know, you're holding them to 41%, and that's because your offense will come around eventually. It's all about making the commitment to doing it the right way defensively. Keep people in front of you. Limit blow-bys. Only 4 points in the paint in that first quarter, Matty D. So protection of the paint. This is a team that doesn't shoot a lot of threes. Memphis, not a great distance shooting team. And they're 8th from the bottom in that category. So protect that paint. They're doing post-ups, dribble drives. Got to be sound, pack the paint, and keep people in front of you.
And a turnover. In fact, they're 27th in attempts from three-point range. Now, the opening quarter wasn't an issue in Chicago on Friday night. The Raptors were plus 11 after the first 12 minutes. It was the second and third that just got away from them. 37 points.
And we've seen it in this team. It's a bad character trait to have. You have success, and you get fat and happy, and you let up on a defensive end. That cannot happen. You can't turn the switch on and off defensively. It's got to be there.
And Ross right to the rim. He's attacking. And the Toronto Raptors on a 9-0 run.
And that was a character trait that was in play a year ago with this team. And they've changed the roster, and they made some beautiful moves in the offseason to, you know, set that tone that you want to have. It's got to be consistent. It's got to be habitual.
You can tell that this team, despite that acrobatic shot, right now on the floor, definitely more committed at the defensive end of the court, although a turnover there, so that bucket by Vince.
That's what's going to win for you in the playoffs.
And a 3 with a hand in the face. Chalmers connects from deep.
Because in the playoffs, you got to win ugly. You might only get 91 points. Are you willing to scrap, scratch, claw, and hold your opponent to 90? I mean, that's what it's going to be. They're going to shut down. They're going to shut down either Lowry or DeRozan on maybe multiple nights when you play in the playoffs. How do you win without those guys? You got to make the commitment on this end defensively, and then you got to have your secondary players like Ross, Patterson, people like that produce for you with consistency. Ross, in the 2 previous years, struggled in the playoffs. Is he going to take that next step?
Here's Stevenson fading over Joseph. Tough shot. The length of Brandon Wright. Carolina product sets a screen. Stevenson now. The drive by Chalmers. And Vince Carter. No. Biombo right there. Vince comes away with it. Stripped by Joseph. Scooped up once again. The denial underneath. And now a timeout called. Green was underneath, and Dave Yeager right there calling the timeout and trying to make a point now with Tony Brothers.
Interesting time to call a timeout when you have a chance at a layup.
Right underneath the bucket.
Yeah.
Timeout! Timeout! BMO by the numbers, and here they are, most minutes all time. Bosch 1, DeRozan 2, Mo Pete 3, Vince Carter 4.
I like Mo Pete's hairdo now compared to what I see in that picture. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm liking Mo's do right now. He's looking stylish. I'd tell you what, by the numbers, how about this one, Matty D? Raptors beginning tonight, 10 of their next 12 at home. Somebody just got engaged.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it.
Yeah, but 10 of the next 12 at home. Tomorrow night in New York on a back-to-back. This is their 30th road game tomorrow night in New York. 30, so pretty remarkable. But major stretch coming up at home, and a lot of road games under their belt already.
And Bismack Biyombo with a rebound.
Did somebody get engaged?
Yes.
Is that what happened?
Somebody got engaged during the timeout. Congratulations, and there was a yes.
There you go. We like to see that.
Bismack Biyombo on the weak side, a rebound for Stevenson.
He didn't get the ring out of you go to the corner in the candy machine and you get the fake ring out.
Come on, Jack.
Real deal.
Solid sparkling over here. 26-25 in Toronto with a 1-point advantage, 9:18 to go.
But can you believe, tomorrow's February 22nd, the Raptors are playing their 30th road game tomorrow. Yeah. So, I mean, the schedule really is going to favor Toronto the rest of the way if they could take advantage of it. Well, 18-6 at home so far.
Yeah, here's the thing. Raptors, they've won 7 in a row at home. They finished that 7-game homestand, 7-0. Lowry's fouled. He'll head to the free throw line. And here's the other part. Starting March 1st, only 10 road games remain. And only one trip, and that's has any amount of length to it, and that is Memphis, San Antonio, New Orleans, Houston. But you see the week ahead.
Starting tonight again, 10 of 12. The only 2 road games were this week. At New York tomorrow and then at Detroit next Sunday. So very manageable.
Chalmers on the inside. And the Birdman knocks it around, and they're going to count the bucket, saying goaltending.
Cleveland Cavaliers will be in here. They're coming off a big win today at Oklahoma City. They beat the Thunder on the road by 23 points. And this will be the Raptors' last look at the Cavaliers unless they meet up in the NBA playoffs.
And a foul there on Chalmers.
They're 1-1 against them and get a chance to take the season series if they could do it this Friday night coming up.
Well, since December 28th, the Cleveland Cavaliers own the best road record, and after today, they're 11-2.
So Raptors better be ready on Friday night to play an 8+ game to have any chance of winning.
Zach Randolph back in, Harrison, Stevenson, Chris Anderson, and Conley on the court as the Raptors lead by 1. Pace significantly slower than what we've seen over the last 2 games for the Raptors. Here's Patrick Patterson's shot doesn't go, and Bismack Biyombo with a foul.
And when you play with that slower pace, then it magnifies each possession that much more in terms of the quality of shot you get. When you get the shot, do you make the shot? Defensively, how disciplined you are in your coverages, making sure you're making them work for everything they get.
8:35 left here in the first half. Hairston denied by Lowry. Great defense by Kyle Lowry. Anderson comes up, sets a screen. Hairston driving. Lowry, one of the best in the NBA with steals, gets one there. Finds T. Ross. Up fake. Hairston closes. Didn't let it fly. And now hands it off to Kyle. Kyle, not contact. Here's Patterson. The three. Got it. Patrick Patterson from Peterborough.
Kyle Lowry was brilliant on that possession. First in transition, he finds Ross. Then he keeps the dribble alive on the drive and finds Patterson. That's beautiful point guard work. 4th assist.
And a defensive 3-second violation.
How could that be? Quick. Look at that one right there. Just keeps the dribble alive. Draws a lot of contact. And Zach Randolph can't get back out there on that. That's a tough ball right there.
Here's Conley. And the free throw is good.
That's right here. Draws Anderson, draws Zach. And again, those guys just don't have the quickness to get back out and find Patrick Patterson. But that's like having that magnet within the ball and it sucks everybody in. And now you find somebody else wide open.
Lance Stevenson. Since he left Indiana, just didn't work out in Charlotte.
17 bench points for Memphis tonight. Getting a huge lift from the second unit.
Clippers really didn't find a role there. And the bucket is good by Lowry. But Memphis certainly needs Lance Stevenson, and all the players talking about how they like that addition. And we talked also about how, players have come to Memphis that, in the past things haven't worked out, but it works out there, including Zach Randolph for one. Here's Lowry. Raptors by 4 into traffic and a foul.
That was a turnover waiting to happen, and they got lucky to get in that foul. 15 points tonight, DeRozan and Lowry. Again, you need other people to produce and provide productivity. Again, tonight, Scola and Johnson, they struggled the other night in Chicago. Tonight, 5 points, 2 of 8 from the field. So you need more from your starting 3 spot, your starting 4 spot. And obviously with Damari Carroll out of the lineup, it puts more pressure on DeRozan and Lowry to have to carry every night.
Corey Joseph, bucket.
And, it also goes to a guy like Valanciunas. Leo was mentioning it before. He's shooting 55%, and yet doesn't get a lot of shots. If a guy's shooting 55%, somehow, some way, got to involve him a little bit more. He's shooting 35%. I understand not giving him the ball. But if he's going to make that many, and he's also going to go to the line and shoot 75% as a 7-foot big man, that means a little more touches.
P.J. Harrison with the offensive foul, and JV checks in, and a couple of quick words with the Birdman, Chris Anderson. And a technical foul is going to be charged to P.J. Harrison. And this happened a little bit earlier, too. You had made the comment about Hairston and Tony Brothers. And Vince Carter gets up. And that's where frustration bubbling over as Lowry's at the line. 6:37 remaining here in the first half. Vince Carter back in. I think one of the things to me that stands out this year with the Raptors is what they've been able to do against teams above 500. Kyle, and it spills out. They're 16-10 against teams above 500. They've already surpassed their win total from a season ago.
So that shows when they're on, and they're committed they can play with anybody in the league. But just cleaning up those nights against Phoenix, Minnesota, and Sacramento twice, and Denver twice, developing that killer instinct and those winning habits on a night-to-night basis. And that's the thing Dwayne Casey's been hammering his team on, that you got to be the same looking team every night. And that's that next step in the maturation process, so that come April 16th and beyond, you're like, hey man, you're ready to take on all comers, you respect your opponent, and you're going to be that same solid, consistent team on both sides of the ball. That's the goal.
Lowry attacking. And Kyle Lowry with 8 of his 12 in the quarter, and you know he's inspired against his former team, the Memphis Grizzlies, and a 20-second timeout taken with 5:57 remaining here in the second half. The Toronto, second quarter. And they're going to stretch it out and call it a full timeout.
Where Vince Carter makes another return to Toronto. He may be 39 years old right now and may not fly like he once did, may not have the swagger he once did, but make no mistake, the name Vince Carter still hovers around this franchise, and it may forever. We always remember the spectacular entrance into the NBA and the bitter departure. I had an interesting conversation with Vince before tonight's game. A very quiet, humble Vince Carter. Asked him about some of his favorite memories here, about Game 1 at the Air Canada Centre. I said, do you remember the first basket? He said, yeah, I think it was an alley-oop. And I asked him about his favorite moments here as a Raptor. Number 1, he said, was the playoff win over the New York Knicks. Number 2 was winning NBA Rookie of the Year. I then said, well, Vince, you're 39. How many more years do you have left in you? He goes, a couple more. And then I said, would you even contemplate ending your career here in Toronto? And he said, you never know. I'd like that. Guys.
Well, I do think that there will be a day where 15 will hang in the rafters. You, Jack, I know, here's the thing.
Possibly.
Here's the thing, Jack. When you talk to Corey Joseph, when you talk to players here in Toronto that are now playing in the NBA, when you talk to the kids, they don't necessarily remember the bitter ending that Arad just mentioned, and you certainly lived it being here. And other players, they don't talk about that. They talk about all the highlight reels and how Terrence Ross with 3, how he turned them on to this beautiful game. And I think that's his legacy here. I know how bad it was at the end. I've talked to enough people, I've heard both sides. But what he did for this sport in this city and in the country brings him to another level. And I know that there were some rough patches along the way. Yes, no?
No, it's a topic that'll be covered when he retires. You know, but right now, while he's playing, I still think he's the enemy. He's on the other team. So I think I'd rather wait till it's all said and done to really go there, but
don't you think he had a tremendous
he's had an
impact?
amazing impact, and I personally like Vince a lot, and I do think he handled his whole departure really poorly, but I personally like him a lot. He was a terrific player here, but I also think the organization failed him a little bit, and I don't think they handled it as well from a leadership perspective as they should have, and they own a lot of that as well. That you had a guy that was, quite frankly, a treasure to have, and you got to handle that situation better. And I think you look at the leadership that's in place now here.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have botched it like it was botched. And then when you made the decision to trade him, the value that was gotten for him was absolutely a joke.
DeRozan guarded tightly by Barnes in a timeout.
And again,
December 17th, 2004.
Based upon the leadership that exists here now, that would never happen. I mean, it just would never happen.
Alonzo Mourning, Aaron Williams, Eric Williams, a 2005 first-round pick, 2006 first-round pick, which led to Joey Graham and Ronaldo Bachman. Toronto Raptors. Mo Pete. Andrea Bargnani, top 5 all-time scorers for the Toronto Raptors. DeRozan continues to climb. Here's Vince Carter, you know, back in the day what he was able to do, getting up in the air, and then Chris Bosh is number 1. And
let's hope that young man Chris Bosh is okay. That's scary stuff. Hopefully he's able to recover from the health issue he has right now.
Vince, a career 19-point scorer, 43% from the field, 37% from 3, and nearly 80% from the line. 19 points, 4.7 rebounds, 3.5 assists in 1,250 games. Tonight is 1,251. Here he is with the 3, and it's good.
And he struggled this year shooting the ball from 3, only shooting 28% from out there. And you mentioned Andrea Bargnani before. How about the fact he's 4th all-time in Raptor scoring history, and he's out of the league right now, and it's just sad.
I think that has more to do with Andrea Bargnani.
Oh yeah,
than
no,
anything,
it's
right?
oh absolutely. The talent's there. You got to be willing to pay the price. Sweat equity. Keep growing as a player. Keep putting the work in.
Zach Randolph, and a great job defensively. JV. Raptors lead by 5. In a slower paced game as Barnes swats it away. 3:15 remaining here in the second quarter. 3 by Barnes, no. Conley with a rebound.
Well, DeRozan that time had Conley on the pin and a block out, and you got to go get it.
And the Raptors doing a superb job here at this end. And Zebo just knocked that down, shooting now collectively at 41%.
I look out there, though, this is what a playoff game looks like. You know, it's a slower pace, and you got to be able to maneuver within the personality of a game like this. It's a lot easier when it's, you know, free-flowing.
Scola back on the court, and the push shot doesn't go.
He doesn't look confident right now in his game. You agree, man?
Yeah.
Like he's hesitating right now on a lot of things.
He's not shooting the ball well.
He's pressing a little bit. And he's been a good player for Toronto this year, and he's in a rough patch right now, and they got to get him going. He's got to get himself going.
1 of 6 here tonight.
Because if not, then you got to look a little deeper into your bench and say,
well, we saw Anthony Bennett the other night.
Well, you got to consider that. If he's going to struggle, you need to look and say, what's going on here at the 4 spot? Got to play better.
Tickets for the next block of games in the Drake Zone have been released, Jack. Get details for upcoming matchups against the Heat and the Bulls at Raptors.com/Drake Zone today.
My man DJ Four Corners, Matty D.
DJ Four Corners in the house.
I got to get up there and spin a few tunes with my man.
Absolutely.
My son
KC and the
he went to see
Sunshine
a
Band.
Toronto guy. Who's the DJ my son went to see the other night in Chicago? I
was
remember I
not
mentioned
there.
to you. No, you said. What's the guy? What's the kid's name? The Truth? What's the guy? I don't know. I was telling you the other night in Chicago. You leave me hanging. You know exactly who the guy is. I don't know who he is. Come on, man, you're killing me. That ain't right. You leave me hanging. I told you who my son goes to Loyola University Chicago, and he said, "Dad, I can't do dinner Thursday night. I'm going to see a concert." And the guy's from Toronto. What's the guy's name?
You just told me that. That's all you said.
No, I told you. You knew exactly who the guy was.
Oh, Future.
Future.
That's who.
I thought he went to see Past, and then you told me he went to see Future.
Yeah, Future.
Remember I told you he went to see some guy named Past, and you said no.
No,
he went
it's
to see
Future. He went to see Future.
That's you left me hanging. You knew exactly who I was talking about.
I didn't. No.
But I know who Four Corners is.
No, you told me. He goes, there's some guy, past or present. I said, no, his name is Future.
Exactly. I took him to dinner Wednesday night with all his buddies. And then Thursday night he blew me off, went to see some guy. I don't know. Whatever.
It is what it is,
It is what it is. Well, you know, the DJ just brought to mind some other DJs. So.
Yes.
I guess you can make good money being a DJ, huh?
Yeah. Well, Future, you know, did an album with Drake, and
he's a happening cat, I hear, huh?
Yes. But I would love to see you go up there and spin
a
the
little
dial, as you
Francis out,
said,
but, you know.
if that's what you'd like to say, because most of it now is done, of course, through a computer. And I know
they don't use vinyl up there.
I know that. Well, they can every now and again, but I know how computer savvy you
Yes,
are.
I am. Just dial up www. whatever. You're on it, man. The World Wide Web.
It's amazing how that happens.
It sure does. Now let's talk some basketball.
Yeah, Raptors up by 5, 44-39, and an offensive foul and a turnover. Raptors, that's their 8th turnover. Grizzlies have turned it over 9 times, but this is a Grizzlies team that over the last 7 turnovers, they've produced 10 points, Jack.
And they're trying to get you to muck it up a little bit. And again, style of play, I think right now this favors Memphis. They're able to hang around.
Conley is fouled by Corey Joseph.
Is it me, or this game's not going to make TSN Classics right now? It's so far.
But here's the thing,
again,
Jack,
we don't want to peak too early.
But everybody's talking about, the defense, and this is what happens, right? A lot of times, as we know, when you're pushing that pace offensively, defensively, sometimes things will lax a little bit. So, you're trying to look for that common ground.
Well, you got to find that balance.
Yeah.
And right now the Raptors, obviously, they're struggling a little bit with the offense as well. So
tonight's trivia question brought to you by BMO, who scored the first field goal in a regular season game at the ACC.
Well, is it me, or didn't you already mention the answer to that question? So somebody's asleep at the wheel on the truck there, giving the answers away. It's all right. We love our people in the truck.
Rebound by Randolph.
It's not a prize involved anyway. So.
Maybe a prize should be involved. Carter, the 3. It doesn't go. Corey Joseph with a rebound. Raptors by 4. 7-second difference. Game clock, shot clock. Raptors shooting 42% from the field, limiting the Grizzlies to 37.8%. Scola swings it over to DeRozan. Clock down. DeRozan, a tough shot, doesn't go. Scola flies in, handles the rebound, puts it up and through, and gets hit in the mouth. And a foul is called on the Raptors.
Oh boy! And Vince Carter made a crazy 70-foot shot the other night at the end of the 3rd quarter, and now here he is getting fouled on 3-point attempt.
Crazy sequence. Watch, that's a foul there, no call. Watch this here. Goes up and gets hammered.
Wow.
And no call. But yet a call here. How Scola didn't get the and one.
Here's the other night I was mentioning this, Matty B. It's Minnesota. How about this? Around 73, 75 feet. Wow. Love the old Memphis uniforms.
Yeah,
that was
Memphis
styling.
throwbacks.
What was the TAMS uniforms? The Memphis
I think
TAMS
maybe
from the ABA?
Sounds,
Oh,
maybe.
the Memphis Sounds. Okay.
Sounds, yeah. They had a couple of different ABA
That would be a great
teams.
name for the Memphis.
The AAA team in Nashville, Tennessee. Baseball team is the Nashville Sounds. And the Oak Ridge boys used to sing 7th inning stretches. Corey Joseph's shot doesn't go. Remember Elvira?
Yeah.
Yeah, that song. Yeah. That's what
I'm
they
with
used to
it.
sing.
I'm
Yeah.
down.
Oh yeah. Well, you're not if you. But Dwayne Casey having a word with Courtney Kirkland, understandably so. Luis Scola was fouled and there was no call. Raptors lead by 3. Kyle Lowry leading the way with 12 points, and he's standing by with Rod Black.
All right, thank you, Matt. Kyle, last time you were on this floor, a little bit different basketball game, a little more defense being played. What is it about Memphis that they like to scrap and fight the way they do?
They play at their pace. They make sure they get the ball where they need to get the ball to, especially in Zach in the post. They play their tempo, and nothing can make them change the style of play that they're going to play.
I know the teams talked about it against Minnesota, against Chicago the other night. How do you prevent giving up the lead. How do you prevent that lapse that you've been having lately?
Well, we just got to go out there, continue to play our brand of basketball, play defense, and stay focused.
All right, thanks. Welcome home.
Thank you.
Kyle Lowry, a dozen in the first half. The Raptors lead 46-43, and Matt's right. Dwayne Casey was hot at the refs. Fast break coming up in a moment.
Raptors in that second quarter, outscoring Memphis by 1. They've limited the Grizzlies to 20 points in the first quarter and 23 in the second. And let's send it over to Ron Black, who is standing by with assistant coach Nick Nurse.
All right, thank you, Matt. Coach, what concerns you on that stat sheet?
Well, we got 8 turnovers. We knew #1 steal team in the league. We didn't want to turn it over quite that much, taking care of the ball. I mean, when they steal it, they're out and running. Got to get shots.
They live up to their moniker, Grizzlies. It doesn't matter who they have in the lineup. They're missing Marc Gasol. They got some new faces. They play ferocious.
Yeah, they might even be tougher now with Lance Stevenson and Harrison. Obviously, Gasol's out. It's changed the look of their team. But you're right, they're still physical, play hard, bring it at you, hold, grab you, claw you. We got to play through all that physicality and keep taking care of the ball, and we got to give some of it back at the other end.
Thanks for this. Hang in there.
Okay, thanks.
Nick Nurse, guys.
Raptors lead by 3. Time now for the Sweet Touch, which is brought to you by Juicy Fruit. So sweet, Jack, you can't help but chew.
Well, you got to love it right there. Kyle Lowry, sweet move to the bucket. Juicy Fruit. Sweet touch. And the Raptors clinging to a 3-point lead here. And it's interesting, Nick Nurse made a great point chatting about the offense and a problem the Raptors had the last 2 years in the playoffs, that offensive toughness, being able to play through contact and get some flow going. Tighten up the defense. Defense has been better tonight. I like what I see in defensively. Zach and Conley, you know they're going to be a featured item. So far, they've done a good job, particularly on Conley. Shot selection, again, your ability to play through contact and stay disciplined with physical contact and be able to get good shot distribution, good flow, side, top side, get the ball moving, have the pass beat the defense.
DeRozan driving, and Barnes knocks it away. No call, and DeMar just with a smile as the Raptors lead by 3.
Well, he struggled the other night in Chicago, and again tonight, 2 of 8. Teams are really, obviously, game plan. They know how great a player DeMar DeRozan is. He's a feature guy in terms of how they prepare, so he's got to be able to play through that and not get frustrated and look for calls. I mean, he gets a call there, but I know you're an all-star, but there are going to be nights where it's going to be a loose whistle. You got to be able to still play at a high level, take high percentage shots, make a high percentage of your shots, and you can't let a loose whistle or no whistle impact how you play.
Well, how about the Luis Scola? I mean,
it's a loose whistle.
I mean, that was beyond loose. That was an and one, and Raptors.
But you got to adjust to the game. That's how they're calling it. So you got to be able to, again.
As long as they're calling it that way, both
correct.
ends.
You got to muster up and play a little higher level in terms of physicality with your offense.
Conley finds Green. Green, 3 doesn't go, and Lowry with it. Leak out by Scola. Scola stumbling, and the shot doesn't go. And Dwayne Casey wanted a foul call, doesn't get it. Barnes with the 3. And there's Lowry with a rebound, looks around, and now across the timeline. Finds DeRozan. A lot of people, there's been a lot of conversation, Jack. And Scola, the and one, and a good job underneath there about DeRozan and Lowry in minutes. But without DeMar Carroll.
Well, you need, because you're not getting a lot out of James Johnson at the starting 3, scoring-wise. You're not getting a lot out of Scola right now. He's struggled. So, and Valanciunas, as Leo said earlier, I think you got to involve him a little bit more and trust him a little more because he's a good player. He's capable of getting you a double-double. And but you need those two guys on the floor.
Absolutely.
And here's my feeling on that,
need
too.
one of them on the court
At all time. At
Yeah.
all times.
Absolutely.
And when you have that kind of issue, you know, you're searching for answers some nights. Let me tell you this, too. I'm a big believer in this. Talking about the minutes with those two guys. You worry about that stuff, you know, with 5-6 games left in a season, and you've secured a 2 or 3 seed, and you're avoiding Cleveland. You're not in their bracket. Then you worry about, okay, you know what? We're going to shut you down for a game or two. We're going to shut you down for a game or two, and get your legs back under you. But until that point, it's all hands on deck. You play your best players as many minutes as you need to play them to win. Bottom line, you're in the business of winning.
James Johnson, entry pass, JV. And a 3-second violation is going to be charged to the Toronto Raptors and a turnover. And it's a 5-point lead for the Raptors. But you know, it truly is remarkable the job that Dwayne Casey and his staff has done without their starting 3.
Yeah.
In the NBA, that position is a featured position.
And here's the other thing. You're playing without an elite wing defender. So you're asking your defense to get stops on a consistent basis from a team schematic standpoint, yet sometimes you just need a guy to say, yo, man, you stop that dude. And Carroll's the kind of guy that can do that, but there aren't a lot of other guys on this team that can.
Second foul on JV and Randolph at the line. This is what we're talking about. Stream the best of TV all in one place. Crave TV now available to everybody. Start your 1-month trial now. And Dwayne Casey, Kyle Lowry having a conversation. It's like, look, if it's going to go one way at the other end, then let us also be a physical team as well at the other end.
You know, you talk about defense. Look at Steve Kerr. He's got a bunch of plus defenders. Harrison Barnes, Iguodala, Livingston, McCurry's sound, Thompson. I mean, like, so that really helps when you have everyone features their offense. But they're a good defensive team. Beautiful move that time by Lowry in a breakdown. He's the only Raptor in double figures tonight. He's got 14. Randolph, Carter for Memphis with double figures.
And Conley just 1 of 7. Lowry has owned that matchup thus far. Here's DeRozan with it. Barnes on him. Entry pass down low, kick out,
Nice.
extra pass, back to Scola in the corner. It was so pretty up until that missed 3.
Yeah, you need more from that spot.
3 of 10, Scola.
He's taking the most shots on the team tonight.
Here's Green and Barnes and a foul. And so it's on Lowry. That's his first. Raptor bench with 19 points. Ross did a solid job for 7. Patterson as well, and then Corey Joseph also. Productivity.
Memphis bench 25 points. Carter has led the way for them with 13 points.
A water break for Kyle Lowry. And a 4-point lead with 9:10 to go here in the third. Raptors trying to extend a home winning streak to 8 in their first game back at the ACC since January 30th, Jack. It's been too long, 21 days. Clock down to 5. Lowry finds Scola. Scola, and the 3 doesn't go. Great job by Valanciunas. He seals and then delivers the 2.
Funny, there's only been 6 fast break points in this game. So you've got to be really good in your 5-on-5 half-court execution. Remember I said earlier, this looks like a playoff game. This is what playoff games are like. So you got to be at a high level in terms of getting high percentage shots.
Crossover, James misses, and a foul on Scola.
Does everything right, just unfortunately doesn't finish. Johnson and Scola combined tonight, 4 of 15, 10 points.
And that's why I say it says a lot about his coaching staff and the players adjusting.
Yeah, mixing and matching and trying to make it happen. And, and again, you had Valanciunas.
17 games
17
he was
games he was out. So to be where they are right now, Dwayne Casey and his staff have done a really nice job. But there's another gear you want to get to, and right now they're scuffling.
And yet lead by 4. And as you mentioned earlier, some of those games you'd like to have back. In fact, as Valanciunas misses their last 2 losses, they led by double digits in each one of those games. And the Raptors this year have lost 5 games when leading by 10 or more points.
So they got to get Mariano Rivera to close games for them.
Absolutely. And a jumper by Green in a 2-point game, 7:23 to go. Here in the third quarter, the Toronto Raptors by 2. Third quarter is brought to you by Coors Light, official sponsor of the Raptors. Brave the cold.
Put it on ice there, Matty D.
Tonight's Coors Light fan of the game brought to you by Coors Light, official sponsor of the Raptors. Brave the cold.
The more DeRozan fans here at the Air Canada Center on the 17th anniversary of the opening of this building. In terms of the Raptors, family fun day as well. A lot of youngsters here at the game on an early Sunday evening.
Enjoying it as the Raptors lead by 2.
I don't think Dwayne Casey's enjoying it right now. Woo! This has been a hard-fought game so far.
That's what you've expected, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Coming in, you'd expect this against the Grizzlies, a team that has played really well in a foul. Since January 14th, it's a team that's 11-3.
And think of the change, the volatility in their roster just in the last few weeks here. It's just, so I give Dave Yeager a tremendous amount of credit. He's got his team playing hard. They're organized defensively. And quite frankly, they're dictating pace of play here tonight, which favors them. They need to play at this pace.
But here's the thing, they've scored, and this is why the Raptors are doing a great job defensively. Memphis team has scored 100 or more in 13 of the last 14 games. James Johnson at the end of the clock at a shot clock violation. Here's the other thing. James Johnson with the air ball there. Dave Yeager is used to having rosters that change repeatedly. You ask why? The reason, because he came up coaching through the minor leagues of basketball.
Yep.
And you're used to having a player one day here, next day he's gone.
And I think that's a skill as a coach, that to be able to adapt on the fly. That's a gift that you have. And, I tell you what, our D-League coaches that are
learning that
and coming into the league, that's a good gift to have.
Valanciunas with a bucket.
Great pass. I tell you what, a guy who had that talent as well was Flip Saunders, the late Flip Saunders, having from his background as a CBA coach. And beautiful pass here by Kyle Lowry. And the Raptors have a really talented young coach on their staff, Nick Nurse, who has that background as well. And he'll be a fine head coach in the NBA someday.
And Valanciunas, 6 points, 10 rebounds, coming off of a season best 25 points and a team high 12 rebounds. JV has scored 20 or more points and grabbed 10 or more rebounds 4 times this season. He has 7 and 10 tonight. Conley gives it up on the inside right. And Wright with a couple of words to Tony Brothers.
A lot of chatter towards Tony Brothers tonight. Tony's a nice guy. Leave the guy alone, man.
Tony's taking some heat.
Yeah. Come on now.
taking heat from you earlier. Here's Scola with an up fake.
I'm a forgiving soul.
Here's DeRozan. Bounces around, doesn't fall, and Hairston with it.
Now, if I was Tommy Heinsohn, I'd be, Tony, what's going on out here?
You do very good.
You got
Tommy Heinsohn, by the way. We need to start doing some Jackie points. Huh?
Walter McCarty. Tommy's still going strong in Beantown. Their team's going pretty strong, too. They're a fun bunch. James Johnson and Louis Scola checking out. And Terrence Ross, Patrick Patterson checking in right now. Trying to get a little boost from the second unit here.
Boston won 7-10. Danny Ainge came out publicly on local radio in Boston saying that he had a blockbuster deal involving a star that got turned down. I think the asking price was very high throughout the league when you talk to NBA team officials.
When you it goes back to what you and I were chatting about the other night. You know, Rick Sun, the former general manager of the NBA, was chatting with us when we were out in Portland. He just said, I think people have gotten to the point where instead of trying to do win-win deals where I get a little something, you get a little something, we're both happy, guys are trying to obliterate the other side because of the pressure from social media and sports talk radio, and prices are too high.
Lowry! The three is good, 62-54. DeRozan in the lane, whips it over to JV, over to Lowry, and it's good. Game brought to you by 4 to go further.
Oh, how about this one? Behind the back pass, and then the ball gets out to Kyle Lowry. Nice pass that time by Valanciunas. Wide open guy, get it out to him. And Lowry having a nice night tonight. 17 points, 6 of 9, 2 of 4 from 3. And there you have it. All-time three-pointers made, and 2 of them in the building tonight playing. And then we got the old guy sitting up there with Leo and Rod. Mo Pete, the all-timer.
Raptors lead by 8. Carter, entry pass, Randolph backing down on Patterson. Carter with a jumper, and it's good.
Oh, Carter, how about that? 15 points, 4 of 7, turning back the clock.
Underneath DeRozan, and a great job by DeRozan just staying with it. 64-56, Conley swings it over to Carter. Randolph over the last 4 games, Jack, averaging better than 19 points. And going right to his wheelhouse there.
Isn't that funny? He's going left. Everyone knows he's going left.
Yep.
He still gets to go left.
Randolph averaging 14 points, 8 rebounds.
Crafty offensive player around the bucket, isn't he?
He is. He's 14 and 6 here tonight. JV backing in, goes in strong, plus the foul.
There you go.
He's feeling it.
Not that old primal screen there at the finish.
7 in the quarter for
There you
Jonas.
go. In the trenches, the big fella going to work. There you go, right here. Let out that scream, Matty D. Finish that baby.
Are getting pumped up.
He's got a chance at a double-double if he makes this free throw. There you go. I didn't jinx him. How about that? 10 and 11 right now. 26 minutes.
Team leading, 13th double-double of the season. The 18th time this season that he has grabbed 10 or more rebounds. And it's 67-58 as Corey Joseph checks in. 9-point lead. Kyle Lowry, 17 points.
18th time in 37 games that he's played this year. So almost half, pretty much half the games he's played, he's gotten you double-digit rebounds.
Yeah, great point.
That's a step in the right direction for him.
Absolutely. You know, we've mentioned it before. You know, really think he's capable of averaging a double-double, whether it's 12 and 10, 14 and 10.
He's getting there.
Yep.
He's getting there. His best days are ahead of him. And they got him locked up, which is the most important thing.
Here's Terrence, 9 points in the first half, drives end line. Joseph, Patterson, back to DeRozan, drives by Barnes, suspended in air, no call, and it pops out. DeMar 4 at 12, knocked out of bounds, Raptor ball.
And there's only 2 guys in the starting lineup tonight that are shooting 50% or better. Lowry 6 of 9, Valanciunas 4 of 6. DeRozan has struggled, as you mentioned. Scola 3 of 11, Johnson 1 of 6. So again, Lowry and Valanciunas done a nice job this evening.
And DeMar in the month of February averaging close to 25 points. Corey Joseph drills it, he's got 7 points. And DeRozan in February shooting 44% from the field, 46% Jack from 3-point range. He is 1 win away from tying Chris Bosh and Mo Pete for the most wins in franchise history. He's got 231. Valanciunas with his 12th rebound. DeRozan, they're hanging on him. Here's Patterson, the open look, short. And offense, count it. And a technical on Matt Barnes. Yep, count it. And the foul, Barnes with a technical. And if he doesn't watch out, he's going to get his second. Here it is right here. Offensive foul. Pardon me, they will not count it. Offensive foul, and then DeRozan at the other end.
Matt Barnes, a very fiery personality.
Yeah, the push off right there. And now Matt Barnes with a couple of words to some fans right behind us.
You better not have been talking smack to me. Better be the people behind me.
Oh, come on, Jacko.
I got your back, though, Matty D.
Brother, of course, played in the CFL.
Ain't no one messing with my man, Matt Devil.
70-60.
It's not how you roll in my house here. I got your back, Matty D.
Okay. But you're the one that was chirping.
I wasn't chirping.
70-60.
I'm a sportsman.
Carter. So they wipe away that bucket by Barnes. Offensive foul, then the technical. Here's Randolph. And Carter tries to grab the rebound. Pops out to Chalmers on the drive, and a foul there. Raptors by 10. Foul on Ross, that's his second. Mario Chalmers out of KU, Kansas at the line. Tonight's trivia question brought to you by BMO.
You already gave the answer way earlier in the night, so didn't even win like an apple pie or something out of it. Here it is right here. It's Carter, 17 years ago today.
Chalmers playing in his 46th game as a member of the Grizzlies this season. 80% from the free throw line. 8-point game.
And the Raptors have done a poor job in the last 2 games closing quarters. This is where you want to do a good job getting a little momentum here to finish.
Corey using the Bismack screen and then right around Zebo in finishes. Great move by Joseph.
I'll tell you what, he's masterful changing speeds, isn't he? And he's adept at making those difficult shots in tight quarters.
Raptors back up by 10. Randolph on a kick out now. Stevenson guarded by DeRozan, trying to shuffle around him. Gives it now to Randolph in the lane. Shot doesn't go. And last touch by Raptors, Memphis ball.
Good energy, though, defensively. Look at this right here. Middle screen and roll. Very nice.
Oh, great job.
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
Using his body, shielding the basketball. Chalmers, and the bucket is good.
Let's see if they go 2 for 1 here or just play it out. No, they're just going to play it out here. Slower pace.
Raptors up 72-64. Travel.
So I'm talking about closing quarters. And Dwayne Casey was very frustrated at Minnesota and in Chicago the other night. Just not as sharp. And you can see how frustrated he is. There are certain nights you just fight yourself a little bit. You just got to somehow, some way, just get through it. Get to the next night. And speaking of the next night, it's going to be next up tomorrow. The New York Knickerbockers coming off a road win at Minnesota last night.
Memphis 2-0 without Marc Gasol. They're down 8 here. 7-second difference, game clock, shot clock. Chalmers in the lane, doesn't go. Biyombo with a rebound, that's his 6th. Joseph. Over now to DeMar, driving, reverse, and he's fouled.
It's interesting, I like that. I like it when you run some action with DeRozan off the ball to close quarters and get him the ball on the move, and look what happens. You got Corey Joseph with the ball, let him have the ball, and then you run him off the screen. He's so good without it. On the catch, then on the move, he's a tough cover. I love that play call right there by Dwayne Casey.
Check out Friday nights with Coors Light ticket package available for next Friday's game against the Cavs. This pack includes tickets, food, a Raptors t-shirt, and best of all, 2 samples of Coors Light. For more information, visit Raptors.com/Friday today.
So you get a sandwich too, so maybe a little bologna and cheese, a little turkey.
The steal, Biz! And a good job by Bismack Biyombo.
How about that? If he made a 3 this year, that would have been quite a special event if he knocked that baby down.
That is his first 3-point attempt this season.
There you go. Well, the Raps pick it up a notch here in the 3rd quarter. And speaking of picking it up a notch, we're bringing it. We got Roddy, we got Leo, we got Mo Pete.
10 heading to the 4th quarter at the Air Canada Centre. Rod, Leo, and Mo Pete. I've always wanted to know, January 8th, 2006, since Vince is here, you're here, same building, this happened. What the heck happened here? You got thrown out, little love tap. He scores over 40, game winner. New Jersey wins.
I know, right? I was in the locker room, man. They kicked me out for that, man. I don't know what happened.
Steve Jammy, one of the worst calls of all time right there. Aggressive posture, your hand in your hip, little slap.
What hurt worse is Vince hit the game winner. You know, I couldn't be out there on the floor with my team. That hurt the worst.
What did he say to you there?
We were just joking around. We would always joke around. He just walked up and had the friendly tap, and I hit him back, but the ref saw me do it, and they kicked me out.
Raps trying to slap back tonight. It's closing time at the Air Canada Centre.
You're a violent guy, Mo Pete.
No, I'm not buying that, Matty D. Mo Pete, a little anger management problem there.
No.
I'm only busting on my man Mo Pete.
You're busting on everybody tonight, Jacko. 74-64.
All right, I'm all right with you. I'm down with you. It's all right, we're good.
74-64. As we near the 11-40 mark, I was talking about me. I mean, you're on Tony Brothers earlier.
I was protecting Tony Brothers. People were giving him too much static, my man.
Patterson turns down the 3-point shot. Biyombo.
Oh, he knows what he's doing, man. He's got to get the biz, man. Low post touch. I say, man, we got to feature the biz man down there.
Bismack, his first bucket of the game. Raptors by 12, reaching their largest lead, and Biz with a rebound.
How about the starting center, 2 centers, excuse me, 17 rebounds tonight, 19 rebounds.
Spin, the kick, and the 3. On the weak side, Chalmers with it. great look that time by Patterson. He's 1 of 4 from beyond the arc.
Again, another beautiful pass by Lowry.
Carter. And Patterson with a board.
That's the thing I like about Patterson. Even when he's missing shots, it doesn't impact his effort defensively.
And through the hands of Biyombo. Numbers now the other way. And Stevenson with a bucket.
And we've seen this in the last few games where you have a lead, you're comfortable, don't fall into that trap. You're up 10, you're on your home court, close them out. The turnovers have hurt him. 12 turnovers for 15 points. Easy now.
Lowry, he's going to take it. Shot doesn't go. And a timeout, Dave Yeager. And the Toronto Raptors lead by 10, Jack.
Well, a little sloppy here, but doesn't always have to be picturesque, Matty D. It's, look at me. I didn't win any beauty contests. Raps by 10.
Tonight's key matchup brought to you by the Keg Steakhouse at Bars. See you tonight, Jack.
There you go. Zach, 16 and 6, and Valanciunas, the double-double. The big fella tonight for T.O. How about the fact he's got you 10 points, 6 shots, getting it done. And doing this right here. He's the guy that Kyle Lowry has a lot of faith in on the two-man game, throwing it into him. And I'll tell you what, you body up to him, he will sweep into the lane and finish on you. Another really nice game. And now we mentioned this before, I think having that week off looks like it's really helped his game more than anyone else out there that I see. Because he had a busy summer.
Yeah, I think it also helped Corey Joseph.
Good point, and he played all summer, you know?
Yeah.
It's good observation.
4-6 tonight. He's got a little bit of bounce to his step.
Yeah, and the other night he did as well. So sometimes you just got to regenerate.
Like you did during All-Star.
No, I didn't. I worked.
But then you went straight home. You didn't go out deep into the night, although some people did tweet me some pictures of you.
I have no comment. It must have been someone.
Some of
Must have
these,
been an impersonator.
And some of these
I would never do such a
establishments
thing.
that you were.
I was back in my room, Bible study.
Establishments, Jack. That
I wouldn't do such a thing.
here's Lowry at the line, and the
Doing
first doesn't go.
extensive research, Matty D.
Tonight's 4K broadcast, part of a deep schedule of 4K sports on TSN. Our 4K coverage continues Wednesday. Andrew Wiggins and the T-Wolves in town, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on TSN 4 and 5 and 4K.
Are we rocking 4K tonight, by the way?
Yes.
We are in 4K tonight. I love it. I'm feeling the excitement.
Third man on the court along with Carter, Chalmers, Stevenson, and Conley. Stevenson jumper no, and Corey Joseph with it. 9:15 left, Raptors lead. Oh, Patterson, the good look. Patrick Patterson connects from Scarborough. That is a huge three by Patterson.
And great passing as well. They move the ball in transition and excellent spacing, gets a clean look.
Conley turns the corner. In the lane, Anderson, foul.
Well, good foul that time, make him earn it. And Patterson again. You know, I'm a big believer. I'm looking for the pass. Look at that, just another great pass. You're Patrick Patterson. You know, offensive quarterbacks buy their offensive linemen Rolexes and take them out for steak dinners. If you're Patrick Patterson, you should be buying Kyle Lowry a steak dinner because that man has gotten you some great looks tonight. And
it's just like analysts, right? What they do for their play-by-play guys.
Is that so? Well, we went to Manny's in Minnesota.
You took care of me at Manny's.
Dinner?
You did. That's what I was just about to say,
And by
Jack.
the way, when the check came, you conveniently happened to be on the phone. And the girl was going home for the night, so
You were very nice. I appreciate.
I gotta take out the credit card and cover the whole thing.
I've known you for 20
and you
years.
ordered the wine and everything.
It was the
You're
first.
killing me.
The first time in 20 years, Jack. I've known you 20 plus years, and the first time ever.
I saw you texting your wife, "Hey, honey, call me at this time."
Patterson trying to go back to back there. By the way, that was very nice of you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Manny's is not cheap.
Manny's a little overpriced. I like Minneapolis, but that's a good place to eat, but a little overpriced.
On the drive, count it plus the foul. 80-69.
Okay. That's right. That's a tough cover for Biombo there. When's the next time we're on the road? I gotta work that scam. I gotta work that scam on you
tonight.
I'm not in New York.
And you're not in
it's
Detroit.
Amazing. I'm not in New York or Detroit. I get the night off there. You know?
In Detroit, you know what stop we'll make there.
I got guys in New York calling me, "You coming at lunch tomorrow?" I'm like, "No." You mean you're not coming? You're not on the trip? They think I'm unemployed. They're worried about me.
No, you're not on that trip, and you're not in Detroit. Here's Lowry, and Bismack Biyombo getting busy. 12-point lead. Raptors just doing a great job defensively, aren't they, Jack?
Well, Joseph's penetration again, breaking him down.
And then there's Mario Chalmers as Bismack Biyombo. He told Green to forget about it after that. Bismack had that stern look. Here's Ross. Ross fires it up top. Patterson on the drive. Shot doesn't go. 10-point game. Chalmers. Step back, and good job by Joseph. Steered him right to Bismack, and then Chalmers pulled back for that shot. T. Ross thinking about it. Patterson swings it. Lowry in the corner. Joseph. What a thrill for Corey Joseph as he goes against Vince Carter. Who remembers being a youngster from Pickering here in the stands watching.
Sitting way up at a 300 level. Now he's getting hacked by one of his childhood idols. And he's laughing because he knows Vince Carter, obviously a clean player. The big fella!
Big business.
He and Valanciunas, 21 rebounds tonight. 9 for Bismack, Biyombo, and 12 for Valanciunas. So the 5 spot producing on the glass.
And Joseph producing off of the bench. He's got 11 points. Here comes JV strutting up to the
That's how you
scores
walk,
table.
Strut.
No, he's feeling it tonight. 10 points, 12 rebounds. And a foul with 6:40 to go, 84-72. Bismack Biyombo, 4 points, 4 rebounds. Just picked up his 4th foul. And Chalmers to the line here.
Who's taking you to lunch tomorrow in New York? I'm sure who you.
I have family, as you know. Hey, March break mayhem. Raptors 9:05. D-League affiliate of the Raptors are playing at Air Canada Center on March 14th at 12 noon versus the Fort Wayne Mad Ants. Get your hands on the family 4-packs, which includes tickets, t-shirts. For more details, visit Raptors905.com. 6:40 left here. Raptors up by 10, 84-74. They have handled Memphis up to this point. Defensively, you talked about the 5 quarters coming into this game. Well, they have righted that tonight, haven't they?
Their commitment has been terrific.
Here's Joseph. No call. Green sends it over now to Chalmers.
As you had mentioned earlier, Matt, Memphis has been really playing well offensively. They held them
big time.
74 points, 38% tonight. Much better.
Chalmers leans in. His own rebound up top. Stevenson, the long 2, drills it. 8-point game. And Dave Yeager thought it was a 3, but easily, well, look at he's smiling now. I guess, hey, I'm working for every point out here. And a timeout taken.
Hey, if they have video cameras, they can dispute that. And we got a timeout on the floor
84-76.
Yeah.
5:50 to go. Dwayne Casey in extended conversation right now with Derek Richardson. Raptors, first meeting this season against the Memphis Grizzlies 17 years ago today. They opened up the Air Canada Center with a win against the then Vancouver Grizzlies. The fourth quarter, Jack, brought to you by Chevrolet. Find new roads. Raptors have won 23 in a row when they hold opponents under the century mark. You see their number there. They've only lost 3 times this season. When they do that.
It's quite a job that they've done this year with that in terms of the consistency. And them at Golden State, 3 losses each. Our man Johnny Russ and Jumpin' Johnny in the truck, breaking out all the stats for us.
Chalmers finds Carter, DeRozan, Lowry, Joseph, JV, and Patterson, and Stevenson in his Memphis debut coming off of the bench with a dozen points, Jack, on 5 of 8 shooting. DeRozan now back over to Lowry. Here's JV away from the bucket. Patterson swings it over to Joseph. Game tightening up here. It's a 6-point game. Joseph wants a screen. Here comes JV, being held back by Zebo. Now trying to make a move. Left hand, no. Patterson gets hammered. He's going to head to the line.
But the benefit of having people that can slice and dice and give you the dribble penetration game, give you this right here. Because now what happens? The help's got to come. They turn their back, and now Patterson can sneak in the back door and get the offensive rebound. But Corey Joseph, his breakdown ability helps your offensive rebounding ability.
Patterson first is good. Patrick, 81%.
Only his 13th appearance at the line.
Yeah, the 2016 Scotties Tournament of Hearts continues tonight. Live coverage from Grand Prairie, Alberta gets underway 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific across the TSN.
That's curling, right?
Yes, the Scotties.
12-ounce curls or just good old-fashioned traditional curling?
Traditional, Jack, traditional. And good job underneath. It's a 5-point game. Stevenson, Jack, 6 of 9, 14 points.
I think he's found a home.
Yeah, for sure.
Good place for him.
Yeah, well, Dave Yeager said, hey, look it.
Give him a shot.
Yeah, for sure. On the inside, DeRozan weaving his way through that paint. It was like bumper cars, and he was able to finish. He's got 16. He's at the old county fair. On the end line, in the short corner on the inside green, and then a foul with 4:07 to go, 87-80.
He's right here. He does a great job getting to the second level. And,
good job by DeRozan. You know what? You get fouled there, it just
play
keeps
through
going.
it.
Yep.
Got to keep playing through it.
Because you're not going to get those in the playoffs. We've seen that before.
And that's when I talk about that term offensive toughness, that there's a higher price you got to pay in the playoffs. And that means you got to be able to score through physical contact under duress late in the shot clock and find ways to muck it up and win ugly.
They've done a really good job against Conley here. 2 of 10. 0 of 4 from 3. Raptors by 7. JV up fake, takes it. Shot doesn't go. Casey does not like that call. You know, that's one of those you give it back up and maybe you get down into the paint, and now a whistle.
That's a 15 foul. Memphis will shoot now.
31.
Yeah, here we
Raptors
go. Bonus.
4-13 in the quarter. Yeah, that's one of those situations. If you're JV, pitch it back out and get lower post position. Would you agree with that?
I'm totally with you. Dwayne Casey, this is a family show. He's didn't like that shot. I'll just say that.
Zebo at the line. Zach Randolph, the veteran out of Michigan State, and first is good, of course. Went to the Western Conference Finals under the direction of Lionel Hollins. He was let go, and Dave Yeager. They wanted to play more up-tempo, but then realized, with the pieces that they had on the roster, they needed to go back to that slower style, slower pace, and they've changed up the roster once again in Memphis. Triumphant remains in Conley and Gasol and Randolph. Third game, though, without Gasol. And good job by DeRozan that time. Gets hammered by Barnes. And he finishes, so he's going to go to the line. He's got 18 points, and he's come up big here late. 6 of 7 from the free throw line.
Again, get in the post. Good things happen. Really nice job, and he's so good using that pump fake. What's the pump fake? It's a shot not taken. Do everything emphatic. Get the defense to bite on it, and you're in business. And three-point play the old-fashioned way. 7 of 8 from the line. He's masterful. Drawing fouls, getting to the line, making you pay dearly.
13 points in the second half for DeRozan. He has 19. Randolph crowded, and then Barnes reacts, scoops it up. Carter up fake, and now swings it over. They got to reset on the shot clock. And a foul called there. I don't know. Did the ball touch the rim?
I thought it hit the net. Might be wrong.
Hard to tell that time.
Gotcha. Double D going to work, and a reps. Lead by 8.
Corey Joseph has come through here in the second half, Jack.
Yeah, he's been terrific. Leading this second unit. 11 points. 4 boards.
Big 3 by Patterson.
Yeah. And you get Biyombo, Patterson, and bench. 33 points from the Raptor bench tonight. You need every one of them. They got outscored the other night by the Bulls. Doug McDermott and company.
Yeah, well, McDermott dropped 30. And the Raptor bench.
And they're going to be huge tomorrow night, Matty D, because you're on a back-to-back. The Knicks sitting at home in the Big Apple tonight, waiting for the Raptors.
Joseph, 11 off of the bench against Chicago, 11 tonight. Stevenson at the line, first is good.
Does anyone believe something very big is about to go down?
999 in theaters February 26th.
A second good.
Dave Yeager's club, 2-possession ball game. They've scrapped here. I'm impressed with them. With all the changes they've made to their roster there. Compete level's been terrific.
DeRozan, and that's their calling card. Clock down, and Lowry's shot doesn't go. And Carter with a rebound and a foul on Lowry.
And, I like what David Yeager's done as well, because he's playing the hot hand. I mean, Vince Carter averaging right around 14 minutes a game. Tonight he's played 29. Vince has played really well for them. So you go with that. And again, this is a guy who's a polished fourth-quarter player. Good guy to have on the floor.
And the first free throw doesn't go. Lowry talking about how he was fouled at the other end and there was a no call. Carter, career 79% free throw shooter, gets a second free throw. Raptors by 5, 2:19 left. Here's Lowry with it, using the JV screen on a switch, drives. Barnes knocks it away. It'll be Raptors ball, 11 ticks remaining in the shot clock. move, unable to finish on the weak side. Vince with it.
I love how hard Lance Stevenson's defending on DeRozan. Man.
Well, he's making his debut, and he wants it to be a memorable one. No call there. Lowry across the line. 5-on-4 now. Stevenson hustles back. And good recognition as Conley was there guarding DeRozan, and they immediately go to him.
DeRozan getting back, and Patterson and Stevenson just couldn't make it.
1:50 left. I mentioned this before. This is a Memphis team. They've scored 100 or more in 13 of the last 14, and a foul's going to be charged to Stevenson there.
I'll tell you what, he is into DeRozan. Like,
well, he knows under the current situation, he's going to get a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
It was something,
wasn't getting it in LA.
15, 16 minutes. You have to go back to Indiana, the 2013-14 season, where he was just great. He had close to 14 points, 7 rebounds, and turned down a ton of money.
Yeah. Who's advising
decided to go to Charlotte. Biz checks in. JV with a double-double tonight. Team best 13. 10 points, 12 rebounds.
And obviously, Dwayne Casey likes to go offense, defense on dead balls. Biyombo, a little quicker defender.
DeRozan, excellent free throw shooter. Once again, getting to double digits in attempts. He's 9 of 10. 21 points tonight for DeRozan. His home numbers are just outstanding, averaging better than 25 points and shooting 85% from the foul line. Carter by DeRozan. 8 on the clock. Carter fading. Shot doesn't go. Patterson with a rebound.
I tell you what, Bismack Biyombo was brilliant that time defensively. Fronting, three-quartering Randolph in a post. Really nullified his ability to get the ball.
Corey Joe, the three, and it's good! Corey Joe from Pickering. Back up to 10, Jack. 95-85, 109 to go.
Another great pass by Lowry, setting the table for a three-point shot. Everybody looks at the shot. Watch the playmaking. Takes on a few defenders, gets a wide-open guy in the perimeter. That is brilliant point guard play. The 2 point guards delivering. Raps by 12.
BMO Raptors basketball on TSN is brought to you by BMO, proud partner and official bank of the Toronto Raptors.
And the Raptor defense down a stretch. They've held them to 85 points, under 39%. And look at Biyombo here, working in the paint. He's trying to go around the top. Vince Carter trying to get it into him. And then terrific defense on the ball. So, when you want to nullify a post game, you got to have a mobile, active post defender. Biyombo did a great job on Randolph. And the other thing is, you got to be into the ball. And DeRozan did a great job getting into Vince Carter, not allowing him to have an easy look inside. So sometimes you can really help your post defender by putting pressure on the pass out front, and that gives the guy time to get around into the front position, or at least the three-quarter, and now you can't establish the post game. It's everybody working together in unison.
95-85. Conley on a switch. Biyombo guarding him. Conley tosses it up, doesn't go. Patterson with another big rebound, saved by Biyombo, and a foul.
And the blockouts were great too. I mean, the pressure, the weak side blockouts, you name it, very good.
DeMar DeRozan entered tonight 1 win away from tying Chris Bosh and Mo Pete, our very own Mo Pete, for most wins in franchise history. Tonight, DeMar DeRozan's going to earn 232. Number 232.
And more importantly, the Raptors 53 seconds away from getting back on track. There's our man Mo Pete, the new hairdo, very stylish.
And the best winning percentage in franchise history, still owned by Vince Carter, nearly 50%. DeMar DeRozan is second at 46%, and then Alvin Williams at 45%. And the Raptors now, 53 seconds left. And if they hold Memphis,
19-6 at home, and back to
8 straight at home.
Yep, and 36-18, back to 66% winning percentage, and more importantly, breaking a 2-game losing streak where they had leads in both games, and just this is what Dwayne Casey and Masai Ujiri set out to do. What this defense looks like tonight.
It was great.
85 points, 38%, force at 13.
They were locked in.
And they've only allowed 32 points in a paint against a team that their point of emphasis is to pound you inside, dribble penetration. They're not a great three-point shooting team, so they need to be effective in terms of paint opportunities to beat you. And the Raptors have done a good job in terms of that exact area of the protection of the painted area.
His 232nd win tonight, tying Mo Pete Bosch. Here's Mo Pete. You talked about points in the paint. A year ago, first in the NBA, the Memphis Grizzlies at 47.1, and this season they have drifted down to 15th in the league in points in the paint, the Grizzlies at 42.2. Raptors are 21st in the league in most points in the paint. And this is a team that their offensive rating, 6th in the league. Their defensive rating for the majority of the season has been top 10, but with the last 2 games,
hurt him.
Now 11th. Chalmers
tonight will help.
Yep. And Barnes triggers a 3, doesn't go. And knocked away Patterson, and he's fouled. He'll head to the line. Raptors, it's going to be their 24th consecutive win when holding an opponent under 100 points. Second longest streak in team history. You got to go back to March of 2009 when they began a streak of 27 straight when they limited opponents under the century.
Here's something you touched on this earlier. They led 2019 in the game. They haven't given up the lead since. So, you know, in my opinion, we chatted before about them giving up leads, and to me that's been a big thing tonight, is that they've done a better job playing with the lead, being responsible, and finding a way defensively to just keep Memphis at arm's length.
Immediately following the Raptors game, we'll send you to Grand Prairie, Alberta for the Scotties Tournament of Hearts. And the Raptors showed a lot of heart tonight as DeRozan comes away with a rebound. It's 98-85, and DeMar's going to dribble it out here. Chalmers on the ball.
They want a slice.
You want the win.
I want the win. I don't care about the slice.
No, not only that, but also DeRozan showing a lot of class here, just holding it. And an excellent job by DeMar DeRozan.
Well, you won't get your slice of pepperoni, but you'll get the W.
You know what?
All about the W.
And you show who you are
Yeah,
as a team.
Absolutely. Totally. And you got to play them again at the end of March.
98-85, and the Toronto Raptors come away with a victory. And an impressive defensive battle, and the Raptors come away with the W as they limit the Grizzlies to 36% shooting, and they come away with an impressive 13-point win.
Paid the price tonight on that end. Wasn't a pretty game, but nonetheless, it's a W in the books, and on to New York for another game tomorrow.
Kyle Lowry, 18. DeMar DeRozan with 21, and Corey Joe with 14 off of the bench. Let's send it over now to Rod Black.
Thank you so much. Corey, what was the difference between Minnesota and Chicago and getting back home? Was that the tonic for this team right now?
I think it was just keeping our focus on the defensive end. You know, in Minnesota and Chicago, we lost it defensively. You know, not a lot of rotations. So we just had to keep our focus on the defensive end.
As usual, you had a buzzer beater tonight, couple of big shots. What is it like for a kid from Pickering to go up against one of his idols, Vince Carter, here on the floor that really Vince Carter kind of built at one time?
It was great. You know, I watched him growing up. I told him that. You know, he's been a great inspiration to me.
He knocked you down.
Yeah. It was just a hard foul. It was a good foul.
Hey, congratulations. Great game tonight. Great win for your team.
I appreciate it.
Corey Joseph, pride of Pickering. Raptors win 98-85. We'll wrap it up from here in Toronto after this.